Greetings, everyone. My name is Latoya Love, and I am a grad student at Kaiser University. And I would like to invite you to listen to my presentation, which is a biopsychosocial review of cancer. Please enjoy and feel free to comment. Each year, millions of people are diagnosed with cancer. The purpose of this presentation is to educate and bring awareness to readers in regards to cancer from a biopsychosocial perspective. This presentation will focus on the biological, psychological, and social factors that can contribute to the development of cancer. Credible sources will be used to support the information that will be provided in this presentation. As the main focus of this presentation will be from a biopsychosocial perspective, a few slides in this presentation will discuss and define cancer, discuss different types of cancer, along with the biological, psychological, and social factors that contribute to the development and possible growth rate of cancer. Along with this will be included a discussion about various treatment options that are used to treat cancer. This presentation will now begin. At some point in our lives, we may have wondered in the back of our minds, what is cancer? Cancer is defined as abnormal cell growths that divide and spread throughout the body via the body's lymph systems and blood. Cancer can start out small and over time or rapidly spread throughout the entire body. In order to give you the most up-to-date statistical information on cancer, I visited a credible website, and the numbers that I saw for the year of 2016 were disturbing. According to the American Cancer Society, researchers have released statistical data that it has been determined that over 1 million people will be diagnosed with a new case of cancer, and over 500,000 people will die from cancer in the year of 2016. I found the breakdown of these statistics very interesting, but they also bring awareness to the public. The American Cancer Society broke those large numbers down into smaller ones, and the data provided shows that each day 4,620 will be diagnosed with cancer, and 1,630 people will die from it. Cancer has become quite common over the years, and in my opinion, it is important to continuously release updated data to bring awareness to everyone. On this slide, we will be discussing some of the most common types of cancer. There are several hundred types of cancer, but most cancers are named according to their origin. For example, the organs or tissue that they invaded. Because there are so many types of cancer out there, let's focus on the 5 main categories that cancer can fall under. Those 5 categories include carcinoma, sarcoma, leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and central nervous system cancers. In the next few slides, we will go a little more into depth about some of these cancers. If you take a look at the illustration, you will see a diagram of what sarcoma cancer looks like on the left and carcinoma cancer of the lung on the right. Sarcoma is a cancer that originates in the bone and muscle tissues. These tumors can develop and be found in all parts of the body, but they are mostly found in places like the arms of the legs. A type of sarcoma that children are often diagnosed with is called rhabdomyosarcoma. One thing that is important to understand is that not all tumors that developed in the soft tissue are considered cancerous. Unlike sarcoma cancers, most soft tissue cancers are known as carcinoma cancer. One type of carcinoma cancer is breast cancer because of its development that takes place in the epithelial cells. Unlike sarcoma and carcinoma cancers that begin in the soft tissues of the body, leukemia is a type of cancer that forms most often in the white blood cells. Leukemia has been known to grow at either slow or very rapid rates. There are 5 main types of leukemia that adults can be diagnosed with, and they include acute lymphocytic leukemia, acute myeloid leukemia, chronic lymphocytic leukemia, chronic myeloid leukemia, and chronic myelomonocytic leukemia. Not only is leukemia a cancer that is diagnosed in adults, it is also a common cancer that is found in children. In children, leukemia start in places like the bone marrow, and from there they can spread slowly or rapidly to the organs, including the brain. This presentation will now transition into discussing the biological causes of cancer. The next few slides will discuss the biological factors associated with ovarian, breast, and lung cancer. Did you guys know that genetics make up 10% of ovarian cancer causes, while the other 90% is considered chance? Only 3 types of hereditary syndromes are known to predispose some women to ovarian cancer, and they are BRCA1, BRCA2, and hereditary non-polyposis colorectal cancer. And 10% of those who have ovarian cancer also carry genes that make them susceptible to breast cancer as well. As we learned about BRCA1 and BRCA2 and their link to ovarian cancer, when these genes mutate, not only can a person be predisposed to ovarian cancer, they can also be predisposed to breast cancer as well. When either of these genes mutate, the threat and risk of breast cancer development becomes very high. Just as with breast and ovarian cancer, there are biological ties associated with the development of lung cancer. Lung cancer and all other cancers develop from genetics only about 5 to 10% of the time, and when genetics are responsible, this is also known as inherited mutations. Cancer genes are found in the egg or the sperm, and those cancerous genes can be passed on from generation to generation. One thing to remember about lung cancer is that the leading cause is smoking. However, some people, although a small percentage, can be genetically predisposed to lung cancer. Therefore, the majority of lung cancer cases could have been avoided by not using tobacco. This presentation will now transition into a discussion about how psychological factors can contribute to the development of cancer. Many times we don't think about how our psyche plays a vital role in our overall health. Emotional stress has been known to affect overall health. There have been studies conducted to support the theory that emotions, especially those that are stressful in nature, can cause and contribute to the development of cancer. To name a few, emotions such as anxiety, anger, and melancholy have been known to be responsible for cancer because of the alterations that can be made to organs such as the spleen and liver. Emotions can also lead to unhealthy habits such as smoking, injuries, ulcers, and alcohol abuse, which can all possibly be contributors to the development of some cancers. Emotional stress can also be responsible for poor food choices. Poor diet has also been linked to emotional stress and inadequate sleep. When some people are under stress, they do not take care of themselves and they may not think about the importance of eating and living a healthy lifestyle. Many foods are treated with pesticides, and more people are seeking convenience over quality when it comes to making food choices. Most of the fast foods and readily made foods are processed, and this puts people at a risk for developing cancer. Therefore, it is important to be mindful of what we are putting into our bodies in order to reduce our chances of developing cancer. In this slide, we will discuss how social environments mostly decide the fate of cancer development in the community. As you will see above, there is an illustration in regards to cigarette smoking and cancer. However, we are going to focus more on the social side of this. I would like to use an example to possibly create a visual. In this example, I will be using a nightclub that allows smoking inside of the establishment. Although there will be some people who do not smoke inside of the establishment, there will be more people who are smokers. Many people, although not all, become curious about cigarettes when they are surrounded in smoking environments. Many people become social smokers, and some smokers even tend to smoke more cigarettes in a social setting. This is an example of how people within the community can put themselves at risk for developing cancer after developing a habit that may have stemmed or been aggravated by a social setting. Air pollution may or may not come to mind when it comes to cancer development. In this slide, we will focus on how air pollution, another social factor, can contribute to the development of cancer. Pollution is all around us, but it can be more severe in more places than others. Air pollution can put us at risk for developing cancer, and one thing that is very interesting in regards to this is the fact that this risk can take place while still inside of the mother's womb. To support the information in this topic matter, I would like to share some information that I gathered from a case study that took place in California. There were a group of participants, all of them being ages 5 or younger, who were under and a part of the air pollution and childhood cancer study. And all of these individuals were diagnosed with cancer between the years of 1988 and 2008. This study revealed that some of the mothers were exposed to traffic-related air pollution, and this was then passed on to their unborn children. This slide discussion will be about another social factor, which is chemical exposure in the workplace and how it can put the employees that are exposed to it at risk for cancer development. Let's take a look at the illustration above. You will find a total of 6 common chemicals that people in the workplace are exposed to, and those include asbestos, radon, radiation, arsenic, formaldehyde, and metal dust. In 2006, the American Cancer Society predicted that a total of over 212,000 women and 1,720 men would be diagnosed with breast cancer, and one of the risk factors for these high numbers was the workplace environment. This presentation will now go on to discuss the common treatment options for cancer. One treatment option for cancer is surgical procedures. Surgical procedures remove areas that are affected by cancer. Radiation therapy is also used to treat cancer. There was a study conducted on breast cancer survivors who used radiation as a treatment option to combat their breast cancer. Many participants had different side effects. Chemotherapy is another common treatment option for cancer. It does not just focus on the localized area, but it works throughout the entire body. One limitation to this type of treatment is that it can damage healthy cells. Immunotherapy is another treatment option for cancer. William Coley, a pioneer, believed that leveraging the immune system could treat cancer. Immunotherapy consists of mobilizing the immune system by clearing cells that are malignant without causing any types of damage to healthy cells. Today's presentation was solely focused on cancer. In order to get readers more acquainted, this presentation began by defining the term cancer. Newly added statistical data was provided for the year of 2016 from the American Cancer Society. This presentation then transitioned into discussing the 5 most common types of cancer. This presentation then transitioned into discussing biological, psychological, and social factors that are associated with cancer development. Lastly, this presentation Discuss treatment options such as chemotherapy, immunotherapy, surgery, and radiation.